Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Wanted to pop in and share this message with you. Serious message today for Sunday sermon before my church service or before yours, or maybe this is church service for you today. But I want to talk to you again about becoming love. And this is what I had to realize because I was raised around religion, the Christian religion. I was raised around tradition. And one thing I would see, and my dad would joke with my mom about it sometimes, but one thing I would see is I would see people go to church and they would be in church and they would catch the Holy Ghost. They would be speaking in tongues. They would be laid out on the floor and then would leave church. And before their foot hit the ground, they cursing people out. Get to the red light and got to curse somebody out. They fussing and fighting with their spouse. They fussing and fighting with their children. And did not become love, did not embody what they said they believe. And I had that test the other day on road rage, and somebody cut me off and having to respond just yesterday, getting ready to come out the baseball park after my son's game, and this guy was trying to kind of force his way in, and I'm going this way and he's coming this way, and I stopped and I just did like this. Come on. You got somewhere to be, come on. And in that moment, I reminded myself, I patted myself on the back and I said, that's what it is to become love. And this is the thing is, so many people come to me and they say, Tony, I'm looking for love. I'm trying to find love. Where's love at? Men and women. And then I ask, have you become love? Have you become what you're looking for? And if you have not become what you're looking for, then you won't attract it. I see so often, it was a man, or it's been men and women who've told me, oh, I want a person who is in shape. But that man or woman is not in shape. So if you want somebody who's in shape and fit, you have to become in shape and fit. There's so many women come to me and say, Tony, I want a man who lives their life the way you live your life. And then I say, well, I don't want a woman who lives their life the way you live your life. So you got to realize, in order to attract this certain type of man, or in order to attract this certain type of woman, you have to become that reflection. You have to become love. Because see, as long as you are looking for love, it will elude you. But when you become love, love surrounds you. So what I mean by this is you got to look at yourself, and you got to look yourself in the mirror, and you kind of got to go down the list. And I'm not saying, oh, I need to tuck my ear back. Oh, I need to shave my nose in. Oh, I need to shave my chin. Oh, I need to lift my cheekbones. Oh, I need to get the wrinkle out my forehead. I'm not talking about that type of mirror inspection. I'm talking about the inner view. Not the interview, the inner view. I'm talking about that introspection where you sit and you say, you know what? I need to work on my mindset. I have a scarcity mindset. I need to go to an abundant mindset. So I need to go from, instead of saying, oh, there's no good men, I need to start saying there are plenty of good men, and my man is coming to me. There are plenty of good women, and I'm going to meet her. You have to shift your mindset. You may have to shift your heart set, your heart posture, where you may say, I'm looking at the world like everybody is against me, like people are against me. I need to look at the world like everything is for me, like everything is working in my favor. Everything is opening up in my life. I got to change the way I view the world, and that's going to change what I attract. So you got to be able to say, I'm abundantly blessed. There are no ceilings on my success, on my life, on my love, that I am able, I am willing, and I have the opportunity to live the life of my dreams. You got to shift your mindset all the way. Now think about this. And I see this when we are young and we're pure. And then over time, you go through things and it starts to change your personality. You start to change the way you see the world. But what you got to do is you got to pinpoint it. You got to pinpoint. Look at your belief system and what do you believe. Now, when you go back and you look at the root of that belief, you will realize that somebody happened to you. Somebody happened to you. Somebody came in your life, and either somebody or something happened to you. And from that moment forward, it shifted your belief. But that was one person. And now you are sweeping over the world and everybody else you meet based on the belief that one person gave you. You got to think about that. Take your time and get to the root of it. Because see, you can't change the fruit. Yeah, you got bitter fruit in your life. You got bitter fruit in your life because you got a rotten root in your life. So in order to change the fruit, you got to address the root cause. You got to get down to that problem to where you say, you know what? Okay, I see the world like this. A lady wrote me. She came to my singles workshop in Atlanta last Friday night. And she sent an email, and I never get to see the emails a lot of times in the inbox at TonyGaston.com because it's so many. I don't get to catch all of them. But I just so happened to scroll that day, and I never really do here recently. I haven't had the time, and I just so happened to scroll. And she wrote me, and she said, Tony, you know, I didn't like what you said about locks and talking about dreadlocks. It sounded very stereotypical and, you know, this and that, and it was offensive. But then I thought about it and I really heard what you said, and I had to get out of my feelings. And you weren't saying there was something wrong with my locks. You were saying to enhance what I have, to enhance myself, and to step out with a confidence and a beauty. And she said, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you keeping it real. And see, this is the thing. This is what happens all the time is somebody, I'm always speaking out of love. It may be direct, it may be blunt, it may be real, but it's coming out of love because I want to see every single person that I can touch. I want to see their life gets better. Because it's not about me and it's not about you. I'm working for God. So I have to answer to God. So when I meet God and he says to me, what did you do with the time that you had? I want to be able to look back and say, I tried to make the world a better place. That I tried to live what I teach. That I wanted to become the blessing instead of looking for blessings. I wanted to become the blessing. I wanted to become the example and then teach others how I found it and understand that I got to deliver it direct. Now, this one thing that I have found is when I would share a message, I would always share a message. There was always this type of woman. There was always this type of woman who would get offended and disagree with me. And guess what? The woman who wrote in to me was the exact type of woman. She fit the bill perfectly, and she may not even know it. She may not even know that every woman who has disagreed with me had one thing in common with her. And I'm not even going to share it on here just because the comment section get too toxic and it takes away from the message. But every single woman, I could look back at them and there was one thing that they had in common. And that thing though, see, that was the fruit of it. But when I look at the root of it, it came from pain. It came from feeling ostracized. It came from feeling unheard. It came from feeling overlooked. It came from being hurt, from being talked about, from being mistreated. And instead of healing and becoming love and looking like the world is for me, this is my oyster, I can be and do anything I want to be and do, this is my playground, we assume the position and the posture of I gotta be in defense mode because everyone is against me. Everyone is attacking me. Everyone is judging me. People are looking at me because of my dreadlocks, or because of my natural hair, or because of my short haircut, or because of my dark complexion, or because of my gender as a woman. And people are judging me, and people are against me, and I'm the lowest of the low on the totem pole. And see, it's certain words that you say to yourself. It's certain things that you process. It's certain things that you believe based on some of the things you've seen and some of the things that you've experienced. So it makes you believe that, and that becomes your truth. So when you go into the world, you look at the world as, this world, I gotta fight and claw to get what I want, to become something. And everyone is against me. So instead of going in with a smile, you go in with a frown. And when you go in with a frown, you don't even realize that that affects the way you dress, the colors that you wear. It affects where you go. It affects the look on your face, whether you're smiling or not. It affects the furrow in your brow. It affects your energy. It affects your handshake. It affects the tremble in your voice, the tone of your voice, your rhythm and your cadence. All of that is affected by what's going on in your mind. So see, you got to ask yourself, have I become love? Have I become love, or am I operating from self-hate? And see, that's the hard part. That's the hard part, because a lot of times where we're operating from, we don't want to label it for what it is. It can be very well self-hate, but we don't want to say that because we don't want to believe that. But yet we'll keep operating from it, but we don't want to identify it. And the reason why we don't want to identify it is because to identify it makes it a truth. It brings it to the surface. Now it is a reality. And the one thing about the truth is the truth requires change, because it'll be like a siren going off. And in order to silence the siren, you have to make a change. You got to change your mindset. You got to change your thoughts. You got to change your walk. You got to change your talk, meaning the way you see the world, the way you move around the world, you have to change that. And so a lot of times we don't want to address the truth because we don't want to go through that change, because that change is uncomfortable. That change is painful, because we get comfortable being in our bubble. We get comfortable seeing the world through our lens that gives us a sense of comfort to say, this is the world. This is what it is. This is all it can be. Everyone else is wrong. I'm the only one that's right. And we get comfortable there. But you know what? It's very scary. It's very scary as a black man if I say to myself, this world is mine and there's nothing standing in my way. There's no opposition. Anything I want to be and anything I want to do, I can do it. If I want to become a self-made billionaire, I can become a self-made billionaire. I'm a God-made billionaire. If I want to become a God-made billionaire, I can become a God-made billionaire. If I want to own 50 companies, I can own 50 companies. If I want to have 100 streams of income, I can have 100 streams of income. I can be the number one in my field. It's very scary to speak that type of abundance and blessings and opportunity over yourself, because it's so comfortable to hide behind perceived limitations, to say, oh, I can only earn X amount of money because I'm a woman. Oh, I can only do so much because I'm black, because I'm Hispanic, because I'm Asian, because I'm a man, because I'm short, because I'm too tall, because I'm this body type. I can only do this. I can only have that. I can only go here. I can only attract this. It's so much easier to put those limitations on yourself and to stay within those limitations and say, this is the life that I have and this is the best that I can have because I'm a black woman, because I'm a white man, because I'm an Asian woman, because I'm a Hispanic woman, because I'm a white woman, because I'm a white man, whatever it may be. It's so easy to say, in this arena, in this field, in this area, these are my limitations and this is my ceiling. This is as far as I can go. But see, that's not the truth. It's only the truth if you believe it. Because I pull up every day beside people at the red light who don't have a home office. And they may be an opposite race of me. They may be a different race from me. But they don't have a home office. And they don't have a corporate office. And they don't work for themselves. And they don't have inventions and creations. And they don't even have one company, let alone have 11 or 8, 9, 10. They have one stream of income, not 50. And so I look at people who don't look like me, who may be lighter than me, may be taller than me, may be more fit than me, may be more educated than me, but they don't have my lifestyle. They don't have my lifestyle because they don't believe that it's possible for them. And I come from a race in a country whose legs were broken at the beginning of the race. At the starting line, my ancestors' legs were broken. And not only were they not put at the starting line, they were put 50 meters behind. You start 50 meters behind and we're going to break your legs. And the race is 100 meters. But you got to go 50 before you even get started. So listen to me. How can I be the great-great-grandson or great-great-great-great-grandson of a slave and be doing better than people who never had that history, that legacy, that lineage? It's because of mindset. It's because of what I believe I can achieve. It's because of what I believe I can accomplish. And so my action follows and matches my belief. My action actually surpasses my belief. See, whatever I believe, I work twice as hard. I work like it's all depending on me, but I know God is also working on my behalf. So what that means is my faith is followed by work, which the good book says faith without works is dead. So that's the thing. So if you say, I believe that I can be married to a great man who loves and respects me, where is the work? Where is the true belief? Do you truly believe that? Are you walking with a pep in your step and a smile on your face? Are you preparing your mind, your body, your spirit to receive what you say you can receive? See, that's what you got to realize. That's what you got to realize, and what you got to understand is what work are you doing? What work are you putting forward? And are you becoming love? Or are you sitting still and asking for the world to love you, but you're not adapting and becoming who you need to become? So think about this and go down the line. Go down the line and look at everything that you are. Do the work today. Do the work today. You got some time before work, after work, or you might be off. Do the work. Sit down, get your workbook, get your journal, and go through and identify everything that you are. Every negative belief that's blocking your blessing. The things that you believe for your comfort. Oh, there's no good men, or there's no good women, or nobody's gonna love me because people can't appreciate me. Oh, I intimidate men. I intimidate women. Oh, I'm this. I'm too educated. People are intimidated by me because of my degrees and my extended degrees, professional degrees, whatever y'all call the masters and doctorate. Oh, I'm intimidating. whatever you telling yourself, oh, a man doesn't want me because of my body type, my body shape. A woman doesn't want me because of my height, because of my body type, my body shape. Whatever you telling yourself, you got to ask yourself, is this true? And if it is true, what am I doing to change it? And if it is my truth, is it truly the universal truth? Are you truly not wanted because of your height? Or are you being rude and nasty and condescending because you insecure because of your height? And then that's projecting because of your body type, because of your education or lack thereof, because of your skin color, because of your hairstyle, because of whatever it may be. When you believe that that's an issue, then it blocks you because you shrink and you don't operate. I'm going to tell you what happened even with me here on YouTube. I came on YouTube and I had a belief that, Tony, you country. So country is synonymous with dumb. And so because you country, people gonna think you dumb. And so I shrunk and I didn't want to be myself, and I tried to talk proper. I tried to come on here, hi, this is Tony Gaskins, and I want to talk to you today about self-love. Now the thing with self-love is, and I wanted to try to talk proper, but trying to talk proper, I couldn't show any personality because I don't talk proper in real life. And what is proper? Because that's somebody's language that somebody created. And what I fail to realize, and a lot of people don't understand this, but the reason why I say my words the way I say my words, some of my words, is because my southern drawl, and it's because in the South there was slavery, and as slaves you could not read. And when you could not read, because you couldn't read because you weren't allowed to go to school. And then eventually somebody was allowed to go to school. But even that young lady who was allowed to go to school, her mom and dad probably couldn't read and write. So she learned how to talk from them. And they were saying words the wrong way, but they were trying to say the words the way they thought they were heard. But because they didn't know how to read the word, you really don't know the pronunciation of the word. So you saying it what you think you hear master saying, and then it gets passed down. And so every generation is getting a little bit more education. And then now it comes to a generation that says, hey, the word says strawberry, but now that I can read, I see it says strawberry. My mama says strawberry because she heard master yell to the field, get me some strawberries. But she heard strawberries, so she always said, I want a strawberry. And then now I can read and it says strawberry. Wow. So you see what I'm saying? So I had to look back and realize, Tony, you are just a manifestation of everything that your people had to overcome. So the way you talk was inspired by your grandmother, who's from Selma, Alabama, which was a very tough place to be raised. And she was allowed to go to school. But school didn't care for her. Come on in because the law said you could come on in, but we ain't teaching you nothing. And then my mother, she told me, she said, Tony, by the time you got to 5th grade, you could read and write better than I could. She said, I went to school, but I just was passed every year because all the teachers did not look like me. And they didn't care anything about me. So they didn't teach me anything. They just give you a C and move you to the next grade. So she said, that's why I went on my job at State Farm, corporate office, in Winter Haven, Florida, and she said that's why I stayed at the bottom for 15 years, because I was so afraid to take the test to go to the next level, because I would tell myself every day, I'm not good at reading and spelling and writing. And she said, I told myself that over and over and over, that I just was comfortable at the entry level position. But being there 15 years, I could have climbed and went to the next level had I had the faith in myself to take the test, because I actually can read and write. That's how I'm doing the job. But see, it's the belief. So then it came to me, my belief said, Tony, because you country, you dumb. People gonna think you dumb. Because you went to college 8 years and didn't get your college degree, people gonna think you less than. And I've had people come to me with a college degree, and what they earn in a year, I earn double that in a month. And those people with that college degree have said to me, are you ever gonna go back and get your degree? Why don't you have a college degree? Don't you want to finish college and get a degree? And I had to come to the place to where I had the confidence to say, to do what? Whose validation is that? What is me having a degree gonna change in my life? Because I'm doing what I can do until I die. As a coach, as an author, as a speaker, I can do that until I die. A degree is not gonna make a publisher give me more money. A degree is not gonna make anybody else pay more for my courses, because they based off what they see I've done and what they see that I know. So if you have a degree and what you earn in a year, I've found a way to earn it in a month by believing in myself and believing that I have the ability to create, believing that my Father is the Father of every nation, has cattle on 1,000 hills, and is the richest of them all. My Father God in heaven has given me the ability to create wealth, because he told me I can have the desires of my heart. And so that as I think it, so I am. So when I believed that, I saw the fruits of it. But when I was believing that I needed to be validated by man, and when I saw people that had bought into the lie that man's validation makes you somebody, when man's validation means nothing unless you believe in you. Man's validation can benefit you. It can help you, don't get me wrong. But you got to believe in you, that what you have actually means something. I've seen people go to med school, graduate, and then go become a painter. I've seen people go to law school, graduate, pass the bar, and then become a life coach. So what that says to me is that your compass is internal, and that your love comes from within, not from the out, not from without, not from all around you, not from the people that are judging you, not from those who are putting the test in front of you to validate your intelligence according to man's standards. I remember hearing about Henry Ford, who had a 2nd grade education, and some of y'all might drive a Ford. You got your Ford Taurus, you got your Ford Explorer, got your F-150. I remember hearing this interview, and I heard it secondhand. I didn't hear it myself with my own ears. But I was told that Henry Ford was asked, how did you build Ford Motors? And you got a 2nd grade education. And he said, well, if I need an engineer, I hit this button. If I need a designer, I hit this button. If I need an installer, I hit this button. So I put this system in place, and I put people around me who know how to do what I can't do. So because I believe in me, and I believe I can start a car company, and this person over here went to school to be an engineer but doesn't believe he can own his own company. He believes he was trained and taught to study to pass a test. And he never broke beyond that. He never broke out of that box. So that's all he believes that he's worth. Is what man says he's worth. All he believes is that if you give me a job, I'll do it. But he hasn't tapped into his mind to understand that he is the job, that he can create the job, that he can innovate the job. And so what happens is, for those who have been programmed and who have bought in and allowed a system, whatever the system may be, the programming system, whether it's the system that programmed you with your limiting beliefs about your gender, about your race, about your nationality, about your age, about your height, your weight, your complexion, your education level. There was a system in place that taught you how to believe about the person that you are today. And unless you see beyond that, unless you can really become love, meaning love yourself and everything that you are. I was listening to a tape the other day. I believe it was Earl Nightingale while I was working out. Yeah, that's another difference. While you listening to trap music on the treadmill, I'm listening to something that's going to move my life forward. Some of y'all have told me y'all listen to these videos while you working out. Guess what? It's going to move your life forward. Turn that trap music off. Stop believing that you need a crunk beat to give you the energy to work out. No, your mindset was there before a beat was ever made. So I was listening and the man said, studies have shown and they've said that we only use 10% of our brain. Everything that you are today, everything that you are, everything that you've done is on 10% of your brain. I believe somebody like Elon Musk, who created Tesla and SpaceX, and he did PayPal. I look at an individual like that, and I don't know his lifestyle, and I judge a man's success based on his lifestyle, how he treats his wife and his children. But I look at somebody like that, and I'm like, this person created PayPal. You know how much of a blessing PayPal has been to my life? And then went on from there and created another thing, and then another thing, and then another, and here's this person who does not work for the government, who was an individual but got government contracts, created an electric car, and created SpaceX, which got rockets and got the rocket boosters attached to where the government say, we don't even know you. We don't even know where do you come from. Who taught you? Who taught you how to code? Who taught you how to be an engineer? Who put that brain in you? But we need you. Here go a contract. You hear what I'm saying? And it's all because of a mindset and a belief system to believe that you can do. When I went on Oprah in 2009, and the video not on YouTube, so don't even got to worry about looking for it because it was a live airing and it never aired again. I was telling my story about being a toxic, controlling, no good man to my ex in college. And I told this story at my own will for no money. It was free of charge. But when I sat there beside Oprah and I felt her spirit, I said, if she's a billionaire, I can be a billionaire. If she's a billionaire, I can be a billionaire. Because I thought that when I sit next to a billionaire, that I'm going to feel like I'm in the presence of a God. Like this is like a Jesus in the flesh. Like I thought that that's what it'll feel like sitting next to a billionaire. But it felt like I was sitting next to just the girl next door. It felt like, her spirit, her energy just was pure and passive and kind and just didn't have to fake. You couldn't fake the energy that she had. And it just was pure. To be honest, it was kind of like, it felt like the 8th grade girl who sits in the corner, because she's quiet and shy, because her family can't afford the Nikes, so she gotta wear, the Airs, and she gets picked on, And so she's become very humble and very quiet. And if you talk to her, she's the sweetest person you'll ever meet, because of the humility that the world has put on her because of the way she's been seen or treated. That's what Oprah's energy felt like. It didn't feel like the star cheerleader, who run the school, the president of SGA, Student Government Association. For those of y'all ain't go to school, I don't even know if that really what it means, but didn't feel like the president of SGA. So definitely to me didn't feel like what I thought a billionaire would feel like. And I said, you know what? I don't know if my energy is like that. I don't know if I come off that kind and that nice. But I believe if she could become a billionaire, I could become a billionaire. And it was that day that I said when I left there, and I'm not even money motivated. I like money, but I don't worship money. I don't try to save up millions of dollars and all that. No, I live my life. I live my life because I know my Father in heaven got more than I'm gonna need in its eternity. So I ain't trying to save up here. Okay, I'm passing down wisdom and knowledge to get money to my sons. I ain't worried about leaving them multi-million, because I know it'll destroy you. If you ain't have a hand in earning it, it can destroy you. So when I made up my mind that day, I say, you know what, if she could be a billionaire, I could be a billionaire. But I may do something totally different with my money. It may be I may be building schools. I may be building Tony Gaskins academies around the country. And I may have a training system for teachers to come in and teach this entrepreneurial lifestyle, to teach the real knowledge that you need to succeed in the world. Because I know in school I was learning about stuff that I don't use at all today. Don't help me at all. And everything that I need to succeed today, I never had a class on it in 13 years of school and 8 years of college. So what's that? 21 years of school. And never took a class that I really call on today. That I call on today in my life and in my business. So guess what? TonyGaskinsAcademy.com, that's the beginning. That's the beginning. One day that's going to be a physical building in major cities and also some smaller cities around the country when I finally become a billionaire, however and whenever. But that TonyGaskinsAcademy.com, and that's another lesson to you right here. I ain't even mean to teach on this lesson. Whatever your vision is, and this is the problem with a lot of people, because your mind might not think like this because you never heard this. But listen to me. Whatever your macro vision is, there's a micro version of it. So I want to see Tony Gaskins Academy the same way you see Kaiser University and DeVry and all of these universities that's stealing your money. A lot of these schools stealing your money and giving you credits that when you go to Auburn University to get your master's, they're like, hold on. Them credits you got from up there at South University or DeVry University or Argosy, we don't even count all them. They gave you 5 credits for that class, we give you 3. So you need to go get 2 more. You see what I mean? So them schools, they taking your money and got you in student loan debt, and the credits don't even transfer all the way over. But see, guess what? I'm going to create a school. You don't need no credit to transfer, because what you learn, you get to go into the real world and earn. And you be the boss of your business. You hear what I'm telling you? And so the big version is the building with the blue sign, Tony Gaskins Academy, on the side of it. Just like you see DeVry or South or wherever. And I ain't saying all them schools bad now, so y'all forgive me, because some of y'all got y'all degrees and masters and doctor degrees from there. Now you mad with me, and you in the comments right now, you ain't heard nothing else I said since I talked about your little school. So now you so hot and you in the comment, calm down. I ain't talking about your little school, okay? And you know how to put that little in there, so you know that's derogatory when people say, oh, I seen your little success. So take that back and get on out your feelings and listen to where I'm coming from. So that's the big vision. So what's the small vision? It's online, TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. And guess what? We got some free courses on there. So that's what I see as financial aid, is the free courses. And I do discounts. It's courses that is $100 today that I've sold for $5 in December. So that's my financial aid. And I've heard people say, there's no way in the world somebody will take a $5,000 course and make it $500. It's really worth $500. Not in my academy. My life coach certification course, I will have you understand that, like Coach DeQuana Wise, because she believed in herself. She's now training other coaches under my academy. And just this Saturday, she trained 6 coaches. So she trained 6 coaches. Before that, she trained 3. Before that, she trained 2 or 3. And she training these coaches. And our training is $500 on Tony Gaxton's Academy. I teach it live in Atlanta. She teach it live in Charlotte. So guess what? It's no secret. You could do the math. It's no secret. What 5 times 6 is? That's 3,000. And she get a percentage, and the company gets a percentage. But guess what? So in one day of her training and being a blessing to others, her investment in the course, I don't even know if it was 500. She could have got it on a sale that made it less than 500. I don't know. But her investment in that course is quadrupled, more than quadrupled. Sextuplet. I don't even know how you say what 6 will be. 600% return on her investment in the life coaching certification course in one day. A 600% return in one day. You see what I'm telling you? So what I'm saying is there are some people that's genuine, that's doing it a different way. So if the big version is the building, the small version is TonyGaxton'sAcademy.com. So if your big vision is to own a strip mall, the small vision is to get your credit, the 680, get your income up, and buy one building. I saw a little restaurant that was $60,000. If you want to buy that as a commercial property, you got to put down $12,000. That might mean saving your tax return for 3 or 4 years. Or it might mean getting your credit up over 700, getting you a card that's $25,000 limit, taking $12,000 off that card. Get that building, start paying back down that card. You see what I mean? But it's a way to make it happen if you believe that's what you want. And that one building gonna eventually lead to your strip mall, because you building your credit, you building your resume, you building your equity, and before you know it, you're gonna be in Selma, Alabama, and you're gonna see the strip mall come available, and it's $800,000. And they say, listen, we're gonna need $160,000 down. But you've been saving for the last 10 years. You've been putting up for the last 10 years, 15 years. Boom, now you got your strip mall. It might take you 15, 20 years, but now you got your strip mall. It might be in Selma, Alabama, but that whole area, that's where they go shop at that strip mall. Now, guess what? Now you passing it down. Now, this in your name, and it's passed down to your children, but it's because you believe. See, this is the thing, is most people don't become love. When I say become love, it's bigger than just love and relationships. This is about your life. I'm on here and I talk to you about love and relationships because that's what I'm called to. But at the same time, I can also teach you how to earn millions of dollars from your gifts, because that's what I've done. And that's why I create TonyGaxton'sAcademy.com, because that's what God put in store. See, God put in store, He put in place for every single person to be able to be a small business. See, a lot of people got it twisted, and they think that you got to build a big business. You got to build a big business and you got to have a bunch of employees. But see, the way I believe it is, my quote unquote employees will be independent contractors, that they need to have their own LLC so that they can not only work with me, you're not working for me, you're working with me, but you also going to be able to get other clients just like me because you have started your business. So back in the Bible days, you had everybody was doing something. I make the shoes, you make the belts, you make the kilts, you make the hats, you make the rugs, you make the nails, you make the hammers, you make the houses, you make the cars, you make the this. You see, in Bible days, everybody doing something. So you got your thing, and then you walk down the line at the market and you support everybody else. You ain't got no staff. Your staff is your family, and they learn how to do what you do. And yeah, you making the nails, somebody else gonna start making the nails. But guess what? It's enough to go around because it's so many people. Everybody making and reproducing, so it's so many people. You can make nails over there, I'm making nails over here, and we all eating. But see, it's about a belief system. Today we believe we got to go get a degree and go work for somebody for the rest of your life. And I read a meme the other day. It say you'll work 40 years for the rest of your life and only get 2 weeks vacation. You'll work 40 years for somebody else, get 2 weeks vacation a year, retire and barely got enough to live comfortable in retirement, but then will give up on your own business in a year because it didn't retire you. But you'll work for somebody else 40 years. You see what I mean? So when you become love, you start to see your life different. You start to see the world different. You start to say, you know what? I don't have to just work for somebody else. I could create something that's going to be paying me. So that even if I keep this here job, I done created something over here that's attached to my gifts that's could pay me. And that's going to show my sons or daughters what they also can do with their natural gifts. And I'm going to provide and take care of them so that they can be even better than me. So that they don't have to go through what I had to go through. They could do even better. You see what I'm saying? But see, it's all come down to what you believe. And then whatever you say you believe, you got to figure out what the work looks like. Because with every belief, there is a work. Belief is faith. So with faith, there must be work. For every set of faith, there must be a set of tools, a set of work that goes with it. So you say, this is what I believe. And guess what? You may have to get the help. I done bought so many audio books. I'm listening to these books. And I might get one sentence out of it that inspires me, that give me something. Oh, and let me tell you something. I ain't gonna brag. I'm not bragging to you. But TonyGassonAcademy.com. It's the online version. You can guess how many students in there. Last I checked was 23,000 students. I need to go back. It might be about 24,000 students. How many students go to your college? How many students went to your college? My college, we had 16,000 students. My college, we had 16,000 students. And I'm not on their mailing list. So they're not even sending me emails of courses that I could take. And the way colleges work, it's not even for your benefit. Every single college should be open for everybody. To where if you got $300, $600, $1,000, you can come and pay for this class and get in this class. When you go to college, what they do, you got to fill out an application. You got to get transcripts from high school. You got to get transcripts from your last college. And all of that. I done tried to go back to college. I ain't got the time because they keep telling me to go to this school and that school to get the transcripts. I'm like, man, listen here. I'm trying to come take one class so I can see if your professor know what he talking about in this marketing class. Because I've been marketing in the real world. And I just want to see if it's something they teaching in this here school that I haven't learned in the real world. See if it's something I can add to my arsenal of marketing. So in this class is $300. I'll pay you $900. Excuse me, sir. No, sorry, but we need to call your high school. We need to call your last 2 colleges you went to. We need to do all of this. We need to get them on the phone. We need some references. We need all this. I'm like, see, let me go on back over here to Tony Gasson Academy and create the class. And people come and they taking my life coach certification. And sometimes people write in and they'll say, is this class accredited? Is this certification accredited? And what they don't even realize is that accreditation does not exist in coaching because coaching is not regulated, because coaching is not diagnosing or prescribing. So you can start a company and say that you accredit life coaches. And if you got the money to make your website look nice enough, people going to believe that your company accredits life coaching courses. And courses will pay you to be accredited. Just because of the way our world is, the way our society is, we feel like we need a stamp. It's people that email, and I read all the customer service emails, and they will email and email and email and email about a certificate. And it's like, listen, you get a certificate when you finish the course automatically. The certificate, you just got to download it. But why does that piece of paper mean so much to you? I don't have a certificate, and you just took my course. You've never seen my certificate, and you just took my course. What I'm trying to help you understand is you got to believe in you. You got to believe that you deserve love, that you deserve success, that you deserve to be your own boss, that you deserve to create your own life, that you deserve to have your dreams come to fruition. You have to believe in you. Stop waiting on validation. See, everything you do, so you can go and get trained. You can go and take the life coach certification, but don't let it define you. Get that certification and then innovate. Like Coach DeQuana Wise, she took the certification, and then she said, Tony, can you come to Charlotte and train coaches here? Because I got coaches that want to become coaches. So can you come here? Can I book you to come here? I say, sis, it's gonna cost a pretty penny to move me out my seat from being at home with my family. I'm home with my family now. So if anything happen, anything pop off, they come right in my home office. And there's 2 glass French doors right there that sometimes you hear my son come through. So, but I say, sis, why don't you took the course? You coaching clients, you host events, you speak at events. Why don't you be an instructor of the course? And we just have a percentage split. She said, wow, I can do that. But guess what? I can't do that for anybody. I haven't done that for anybody else. It's because she took initiative and she showed me. She showed me. She didn't even ask me could she do that. I presented that because of the work that she did, because she believed in herself. And then she took, and now her training is different than my training. She's innovating in her training. They do some other stuff that I don't do in my training. So she's not saying I'm a Tony Gaskins pawn, I'm a Tony Gaskins replica. I'm DeQuana Wise, and my last name is Wise. So I'm a create, and so therefore take and create. And then what happens from there is she took and created another edition. That is the Life Coach Booster. That's $200. That when you finish the certification, she walk you through every little step you need to do, but she walk you through it hands-on. I teach about it in my training, but she gonna help you do it, walk you through it for additional $200. Guess what? If you took the course for $500 and then paid her $200 to walk you through, you at $700. $700. And most of these courses today that's teaching the amount of information I'm teaching and is $1,500 to $5,000 or more. So you still less than half the price. And you know why I did that? Because I'm not in it for the money. Because I ain't in it to scam people. Because I believe in a different structure, in a different movement, and doing things differently. Because I'm not trying to follow and copy what the internet marketers say. They say, hey, all your stuff too cheap. Everything need to be $2,000 and up. No, go ahead. You can have that. Go ahead, you can have that. I'm going to do it this way. You see what I'm saying? Because I believe that I can shape and I can shift. That I can be a trailblazer. But I ain't from Portland. That I could be a trendsetter. Somebody sent me a video today of a young man who was on YouTube, and he copying every word I say. That thing was funny. That thing was funny to me. I watched 3 of his videos. That thing was funny to me. It was almost like a caricature, like somebody imitating you. He copied every word I say. Somebody sent me a post the other day. It was a guy went on Twitter, and it was a video I did like how to know a man is interested in you, or something like that, or how to know a man is not in. It was a guy watched the entire video. This was a different guy now. These two guys I'm telling you about. Now I done seen 50 of these guys. Cause my sister, she showed me everybody that she bumped into. And this guy watched the video and he took notes and then he tweeted it as if it was his lessons. And all of these blog sites and different sites picked up the tweet and shared it. And it got, one of them I saw had like 8,000 likes and a whole bunch of comments. And guess what? The guys in the comments was hating. They was hating. So I was gonna write, oh, thanks for watching my video. But the guys were hating so hard, I said, I ain't even let these people know this come from me. I'm gonna let him take that heat. Okay, you want to copy the message? Take the heat that come with it. Now you get to see what it feel like. But guess what? I had the belief to believe that I could shift the culture, that I could impart what God gave me, and that it could help. I believe that without a degree. I believe that without a mentor. I don't have a mentor. I don't have a single mentor, never had a mentor. I didn't take a course to learn how to do what I do. I just believed that I could create. So I became love. That's what I mean, self-love. That's what self-love is. Self-love is self-belief. It's self-confidence. But it is tied in with humility. So see, let me help you understand this. The self-love said I could create TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. The self-love said I could create mymentor.life. I created mymentor.life, and guess what? It's coaches that are writing me and saying, hey, I've been booked again and again and again. That was the vision. But see, now here is where the humility comes in at. When the developer was building mymentor.life, you know the monthly price that they had on there to be a coach on the site? They had it at $200. They had it at $300 a month. Because they looked at it as if you're a life coach, what is it to invest $300 a month into your business? Business expenses are crazy. A business is an investment. So what is it to invest $300 a month? That's only $3,600 a year. They of another race. They of another culture. That's how they culture see stuff. That's how they race see stuff. I know who I'm working with, and I understand scarcity mindset. So I understand it's gonna be people come from where I come from that's gonna be arguing about 1999. Oh, 1999. What do I get for that? I had people ask that question. What do I get for that? And guess what? Get on there and get a booking in the first week, and they rate is $50 an hour or something. And now they done doubled in their trial period. The first month is free on mymentor.life. The first month is free. And then guess what? When you get booked, all your money go to you. See, that's where the humility come in at. They say, Tony, why don't you take a percentage? I say, maybe down the line, years down the line, take 10% or something if I feel it. But I say right now, I just want it to be a space for coaches, mentors, consultants to be paid to operate in their gifts, live their passion, and I want it to be lucrative for them. I'm gonna spend thousands of dollars of my own money to market the site. And I'm gonna market the site with my brand, with my following, with my influence. And I'm gonna send thousands of people to that site every day. And these coaches, if they take the time and they invest in themselves and they get a nice headshot, they write a full bio, they write their quote, and they write 3 or more blogs, those gonna be the coaches that eat. And it's gonna be lucrative for them. That's what I want to create. Self-love and humility. If you can become love, you will attract love. Everything will open up in your life and you'll get what your heart desires. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. The Lord ain't called me over an hour yet, so I got to end under an hour. God bless you. We'll talk soon.